Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome to our today's webinar, What's New in Flowmon ADS 12.5. My name is Filip Černý. I'm the Senior Product Marketing Manager at Progress, specializing in Flowmon product line. And together with me here is our Senior Product Owner of the Flowmon Anomaly Detection System, Martin Škoda. Hi, Martin.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Filip.
Yeah, and I can confirm I can see your screen, so we can dive right in.
That's great. All right. So there is plenty of new cool features in the Flowmon ADS, and I will try to demonstrate them over a use case. After that, we will summarize and check some other news. So for now, let's imagine the use case. As a security engineer, you receive an alert from ADS regarding detected emerging threat that is targeting your company network. Your objective is to investigate the incident and respond swiftly to mitigate the impact of the breach. So let's take a look how new version of Flowmon ADS will help you with this. So currently we are in ADS UI, and as you probably can see on the left page, we have a new page called Threat Briefings. These threat briefings are curated security updates that are created by AI and reviewed by our security experts. And they contain information about emerging threats and some new attacker campaigns. All threat briefings have some indicators of compromise that are used for the detection of activities related to these threats and attacker campaigns. So let's, for example, take a look on this TUC-PS threat briefing. As you can see, there is a label that there were some detections within the last 7 days. These help us to prioritize what we should investigate first. So I clicked on the threat briefing, and now I can see the detail. So all threat briefings contain detailed description of the threats, including some vulnerabilities and causes. So in this case, the TUC-PS malware, it leverages fraudulent websites that are used as a source for downloading legitimate software, for example, AutoCAD, SketchUp, and other. And when victim installs the software, they install the malware executables, and basically gives the attacker full remote access to their device. So the main exploited vulnerability is users' lack of verification of these download sources and their legitimacy. So this is what we know from the description. This information helps us to understand the nature of the breach. But there is more. There are some mitigation measures, and these mitigation measures will guide you when responding to these incidents, to events detected related to this malware. So let's take a look on these recommendations. As I mentioned, they provide you guidance, so it will help you to validate the detection. It's not only for these threat briefings, but for all the detection methods in the ADS. And they will help you determine whether the event is actually a security incident, some misconfiguration, or some other issue. In this example of this threat briefing, they guide us or tell us to identify the affected device. So what is the event source, what is the device, and it guides us to tell us how we can find this information. After that, we are guided to inspect the details of this event. For example, by checking event detail, checking the attributes of the event. In this case, there are some IOCs based on which this event was detected, and each IOC contains some information how it's used within this malware. So it will help you to see what is the potential impact on your network. There is also example go to event evidence, which is basically a list of related communications. For example, it can be useful if there is some malicious domain name. We can see if it was only translated using the DNS protocol, or if there was some actual communication with the domain established afterwards. There are some guidance how to check other events, to know the attack surface, to see potential spread of the malware, and then some actions like blocking the IOCs on the firewall, isolating the affected the device, and doing some other mitigation or remedial actions. It's not only for the remedy of the detected incidents, but also if you find out that this event is probably not accurately detected, it is false positive, there are some hints for the configuration change. So you can use these hints to tune the detection to not detect such events afterwards.
This is really great, Martin. I just want to add, because maybe for some really experienced security analyst with number of years with experience, some of those recommendations might be obvious, but this is really to provide guidance to, let's say, less skilled security engineers who are basically just, let's say, building their career, and help them basically provide more complex investigation, right?
That's true. But on the other hand, it can be also used by experienced security engineers, for example, as a checklist, let's say, not to forget to do something while you are investigating and so solving some security incidents. So,
yes.
And also, for example, we have plenty customers where Flowmon is used by network engineers, and their managers want them to take some security responsibilities, even that it's not their domain. So this is something that will also help network engineers to be guided in the security domain and help them solve these security issues.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you. Carry on.
So from this information or from this page, we can be redirected to the related events. But before that, I want to show this option. We can also analyze or take the IOCs that are related to this threat and analyze them in the monitoring center, because these threat briefings are published at some date. And if you want to do some retrospective analysis, see if you were affected by that threat before the threat briefing was published, you can use this button that will pre-fill the filter with the list of IOCs, and then you can do the analysis in the monitoring center. But right now, I will drill down to the detected event. So I can be quickly redirected to the events list. Here we have one event. And if I open the event detail, I can see that the event detail was actually slightly redesigned. But yeah, there is also a lot of information. So let's take it from the top. Here we can see the detection method name and the threat briefing name, which is basically the submethod of this detection methods, some events related statistics, and below we can see the info tab. This is a new info tab which starts with summary, which contains the description of the detection method together with the MITRE ATT&CK mapping. And below that, there are the recommendations. So basically the same recommendation that you saw in the threat briefing page are here. It makes sense to have the recommendations together with the event. For all the other detection methods, it's the same way. And when you decide to do some action based on the recommendation, for example, or we want to investigate further, we prepare the actions, the most commonly used actions within the Flowmon to be available here on just one click. So right now I can see that there are event evidence shortcut, which will help me to analyze the flows related to this event. I can also analyze it in the monitoring center, or I can go to the method instance parameters, basically to tune the detection based on the recommendations that I see here, in the case that the event was, for example, false positive and I want to tune the detection. But right now I will go into the event visualization. This is actually also a feature that we worked on for this version. It was available before, but it was semi-hidden, and it was completely overhauled. The design was updated, and we put this visualization into the event detail. Previously, it was in different place, but right now it's in the event detail, and what it helps you, what it does, what it helps you with. So with this event visualization, you can easily investigate the relation of affected hosts, event source and event target, and drill down into the details like related events or do some flow analysis for each host that is in the visualization. It doesn't only shows the hosts that are related to the event. So for example, if I click on this IP address and click more data, it will load all the other communication peers that communicated with this IP address within the duration of this event. So I can easily see some communications that might not be related to this event, but that could still provide me some context um, to and some information about how the host and with what are the communications peers this particular host communicated with. As you can see, it's pretty obvious, but yeah, the nodes are IP addresses and the lines are basically showing the communications between them. They are colored based on the number of flows, and also the width corresponds to the number of transfer data. If I want to drill down into more details, it's easy, available on a click, and below I can see the table. Here I can see that and now I'm focused on the communication between the event source and event target. And if I, for example, want to investigate what is the event target, so basically the external IP address that is related to the thread, I can use the same IP context menu as we are used to. So I can check the application, or for example, check the virus total using external IP query to see what is the community score of this IP address. This information will help me to decide what I want to do with the event. Is it a real security issue? Is it something that I need to act on, or is it not? If it is something that I want to act on, I now have the ability to do it with greater control. We added option to manually trigger a script from the event detail. It's available here. If you click on the initiate response button, you will be able to trigger a custom script. This demo email reporter script is default, available for all. It's just demo to help you create the scripts, but you can also use the scripts that we already offer. And what it helps you with, this one in particular can send an email with information about this event, but we have different kind of scripts for integration with third-party tools like Teams, so send chat message, FortiGate, for example, to block some IP address or some IOC on the firewall. There can be there is an integration with ServiceNow to create a ticket, and there are plenty more scripts integrations available. So now I can just do some response, and to make this as easier as it can be, we actually have GitHub repository with the Flowmon integrations that are supported by us. You can easily go there using this link in the configuration section, and here you can see what third-party integration we have. There is guidance how to download it, how to add it into the ADS, so then you will be able to use it if you have these third-party products in your company infrastructure as well.
This is great, and because we have the open API, you can create your own scripts and basically set up your response as you see fit, not limited to what we manage.
Yeah, definitely. But this is for the more skilled users that are able to create their own Bash or Python scripts. You can do basically anything. You can. There are some limitations, but yeah, plenty of options to integrate with third-party products.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
I would just summarize before I pass the word to you. So we checked the new threat briefings feature to learn about emerging threat that targeted your network. Then we investigated, we learned about that threat and saw the activity related to this threat. We also got guidance from the recommendations, which are available for both threat briefings and all the detection methods. And we use the visualization to learn more about the attack surface and use the manual script triggering to respond to that detected event. In our case, just send an email, but there is plenty more things that you can do.
Mhm.
So that's it from the demonstration. We can get back to the slideshow.
Maybe Martin, before you leave us, can you go back to the event detail, because we sort of focused on the visualization. I would just like to go and like describe the changes that we made in the event
Sure.
detail view, because it's
Yeah.
you can see it's slightly visually improved with the
Mhm.
blue design, but there's also like a rearrangement of a couple of things. So can you guide us through that?
Yeah, that's correct. So uh, I described the top. Also, the initiate response button, there is a mark for as false positive button. If I decide to do it, I will do it just to show you. One more thing. If you have event that is marked as false positive, you will be able to see it using by viewing this label false positive next to the detection name, detection method name. There is also a probability label, which is shown only when the probability is less than 100%. In that case, you will see it here as well. For example, probability 75%. What we also did change, we added the duration. This is just basic subtract of the detection time versus last update. Here there were labels for the false positive and the probability, but it was redone to those labels as I mentioned. The categories are not now in the separate tab, but they are available right here. You can easily add the categories. As you can see, they are also looking like a label, so you can define the color. If you then go into the events, event list, and have the categories checked, you will be able to see the categories also in the tables.
And there is
And
also like a number of ways how our users can use the categories, right? Because,
yeah,
for
this is
example, you can use
defined.
resolve, or we can assign like owner and tag your, if you have a
Yeah,
larger team,
this is
tag who's responsible.
two most common use cases that users create, because what is written and what is the color that's defined by the user. So the most common use cases are to like have the status of the event, if it is resolved or if it is to be resolved or in progress, or when assigning to some analysts. Yeah, so the name.
Hmm.
These are the two most used
Hmm.
use cases.
Okay.
Then we made the changes in the tabs. So the categories, as I mentioned, is removed. Info is the new one. This information from the summary section was previously above, but it is now here. And the recommendation and actions sections are new one. And then, of course, the visualization that I previously showed.
Hmm.
This is something new, and I can actually show visualization for different event. It could it could show what are the other options.
Looks like it's gonna take a second. No, we're right in.
Mhm. So for example, direct internet communication, as again, you can see that there are recommendations. Actually, Currently, there are recommendations for around 40% of detection methods. The rest will be added. No worries for you. It's distributed from our services portal, so you don't need to update ADS. When it's available, you will just see the notification in the bell messages that there are new recommendations, and they will be available in the event details. But here we have more targets, so the visualization will be quite different. If there is multiple targets, they are nested, but you can easily add it. You can filter, and as you can see, if I put more, you can see now there is a width of the line. Oh, I just closed it, sorry. There is a width that shows the indicates there is more data transferred between these two hosts. And again, I can drill down to this information, to the communications. And if I want to more information, for example, related events, I can easily click on the IP to get to the context menu and drill down.
Excellent. Thank you. Okay, so if this is all what you've prepared, I can switch to my screen, or do you have anything else for us?
We can switch to the screen, and there is more, but we have slides for that.
All right. Okay. So let me come back to my part of the presentation, and let me just summarize what the ADS 12.5 basically introduced. So the most exciting feature, I would say, is the new AI-powered threat briefings, basically giving you a new detailed security intelligence that you have readily available. You have description and mitigation measures at hand. And basically, you can also quickly do an automatic retrospective analysis of past exposure. Basically, it's just another way how you can be even more proactive in defending your IT infrastructure and minimize the breach impact. The next feature is the expert level recommendations, basically allow you to allow and empower even junior team members to do complex investigations, but also provide a guide of recommendation steps that you should take in order to streamline the investigation process, allowing you to be faster with response, with quick action links at the bottom and smart visualization for a quick assessment. And we also basically provided a new graphical or updated graphical visualization of the event detail with the topology or with the visualization tab, allowing you to drill down into peer communications directly. So that's been, I would say, the three main features, but there were also other improvements like adding the initiate response button to the event detail tab to the top right corner. When possible, we provide the probability label or markers for positive labels next to the detection method
And one more
name.
thing I would add, sorry
Yes.
to interrupting you, but actually right now you are able to set the minimal probability for SSH dictionary attacks in order to filter the events with low probability. So this is one of the most requested feature requests that is now available in the method instant configuration. You can set the minimal probability, and events with lower will not be detected.
That's great. That's great. And Martin, I think you can also introduce the rest of the improvements while you're at it, since you've been the one working on those.
All right, so in the summary section, there is a new configuration section that will inform you about active detection methods that are not assigned to any perspective. Why this is problem? So active method is detecting events, but if it is not assigned to any perspective, you will not be able to see those events. And why we are informing you about this right now, it's because with these new threats detection method that detects the threat briefings related events. We actually do not assign it to any of the perspectives automatically. You need to do it yourself. The motivation is not to like hassle with your configuration, not to change anything that you already configured. So you will just need to do it yourself. You can click on the change the perspective configuration link on the right side of the screen, and you will be redirected directly to the perspective configuration where you just assign the threads based on your preference, what priority it should be. If you create new default perspectives, it will be assigned automatically, but we don't mess with your current perspective configuration, so that's why you need to do it.
And it shouldn't take much time, right? It's only one detection method called threats that's tied to the threat briefings, and the description or the submethod then is the relevant threat briefing, right?
Yeah. If there are some other detection methods that are not assigned, there will be also mentioned here. If it is intended, there are some methods that you don't want to see the events, but you want them to be active. You can, and you don't want to see this configuration section, you can also disable this configuration section in the IDS configuration the same way as you can do it for other sections like the stress score events. If you are not interested in any of the information that the summary provides, you can disable it in the configuration.
Excellent. What about this one?
About this one, yeah. Make me a presenter once again, please, because yeah, I want to show something more. We basically added opening FMC. Opening FMC. Second. So in the events or in the event tables, basically on the analysis page or events page, now you can go directly into the monitoring center and add to filter the related information like IP, event source, event targets, and do the analysis of the communications in FMC. It's basically the same feature as here, opening FMC and add to filter. This helps you to analyze the flows in the monitoring center, adjust the queries, and basically do your investigation over the flow data. Now it is available right here. It's just a shortcut for you if you decide, okay, now I know enough information, or now I know that I need to go into monitoring center. You can go here directly. And this was basically added also here in the IDS events. So these events are from the IDS, Suricata IDS. These are signature based. And here the three-dot menu, it's actually brand new, and the opening FMC feature is here as well. And what I wanted to show, the event detail of IDS events was redesigned as well. And we also added the visualization for the IDS events. So this is also something cool, that now there is a brand new way how you can analyze the IDS events. And also you can initiate the response, so trigger the scripts based on IDS events as well. For IDS events, it's only manual. For ADS events, it's also automatic, because this is the capability that was here before. But this manual option is now added for the ADS and IDS events as well. So if you would like to have some scripts, for example, the demo reporter script, it works for ADS and IDS events as well. But if you would like to create script for IDS events, you just need to adjust the script. There is, in the user guide, there is a guide how to do that. And yeah, that's basically what I wanted to show.
Okay, thank you, Martin. And basically, we only have one more improvement left, and that is the improved histogram in event evidence.
Okay, so I will just show it in. Yeah, I will show it here. So the histogram is available in the event evidence, and the event evidence mainly shows the table of the flows that are related to the event. They might not have to be always the flows that based on which the event was detected. These are called attached flows. But monitoring flows, there can be some more flows, let's say more communications. It depends on the query, which can be shown here. But the histogram is basically visualization of the flows in the table. So you can use it for filtering of the flows, or for example, to provide you some like visualization of the table. So here I can see that there are 17 flows. So I can see flow count in relation to destination IPs. So I see that to these IP addresses there were 17 flows, going 17 flows. What we did is that for every detection method, these two parameters, flow count and destination IP, are different, and we selected those parameters to provide you the best insight we can. So there are multiple parameters that you can select and visualize, and we basically created the presets for all the detection methods. For example, here in the dictionary attack, I can see the flow count are basically the attempts, and I can see the distribution of attempts to all the destination IP addresses. For example, if I have some high transfer detections or upload detection, I can see uh, how much data was transferred to individual destination IP addresses. Or I can see that I just uploaded a lot of data and didn't download anything, or that the distribution is the same. So this kind of visualization provide me some insights to better understand the event. So this is something that we did with the histogram. Provide you best insight. If you will be using it, you will actually see in a while there will be like, please rate this feature, because we really want to know if this feature is helping you, if it is providing you some insight, if it is usable. Maybe if you will not like it, we will remove it, but if you will like it, we can improve it further. So yeah, we'll see what will be the feedback on this.
Okay. So basically that was the last slide I had prepared. So thank you, Martin, for covering that. Why don't you keep sharing the screen? We are gonna move to the Q&A, to the question part. In case there are some questions, let the demo run, and you might show us anything that our customers might want to see. I can see that we already have a couple of questions up, so let me start with the first one. Can you share the link to the scripts? So maybe just can you show the GitHub link? How can we access it?
I send it in the answer, but I think you could also send it to all our attendees, because I don't know if the answer was only directed to the asker.
Oh yeah, you've already responded within the panel. Okay, that's fine. Let's move on to the second questions. Is the ADS 12.5 already released?
Yes, we released this version yesterday as stable, so you can download it and use it.
Excellent. So it's already readily available to all our customers with ADS module.
Yes.
Can you please show in user interface how to differentiate events based on probability?
This is quite complicated. So the probability, some of the methods have the probability, but some do not. So before, let's see, DOH
Basically,
detection.
where we can calculate it, we do provide
Sometimes,
it.
yeah, sometimes we use it, sometimes we don't. Okay, here is 100%, but I will just check the SSH. It's we don't have SSH here. Okay, let's give it different period. All right. So SSH dictionary detection method is an example where we have the probability. This is unfortunately only available in the event details. So from the table, you are not able to see it. But what I mentioned, for example, before, if you go to the method instance parameters and sorry, this is also something that we will work on a bit to improve it, so you can directly get into this dialog. So here you can see the minimal probability parameter. So if I would set it to 70, I would not have this detection next time. So this is what I mentioned previously. The probability is not now used in or shown in the tables. As I mentioned previously, for some methods we are using this probability, for some it's always 100%. So then if we would have like column with probability, it could be just 100% in all the rows. But yeah, we already got some feedback that people would like to see it also here, but that's maybe for the next iteration.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you showed us the way, so I'm gonna mark it as answered. And we've got one more question. Can you share the latest presentation pack for the new ADS version? So
That's probably a question for you.
yeah, so this presentation will be shared with the follow-up email together with the link to the recording. I'm gonna double check. I hope we do share actually the presentation, but I'm gonna mark you as the attendee, yeah, and I can send you directly the presentation afterwards as well, so that shouldn't be a problem. And one more thing that I basically wanted to address, you might have noticed it already when we were introducing the threat briefings feature or showing the recommendations. You can see on the top basically an informational panel that these features will be only available through extended support from basically a year from now. So right now, this is it's basically free of charge improvement, readily available to anyone, any of our customers. But from next year, in a year's time, basically, we're going to be packing it into the extended support tier. So you would need to upgrade your support unless you're already on the standard version of support. If you want to find out more information about this or how to basically get your extended support, we have prepared a knowledge base article that I'm going to share with you now in the chat, and you can find out more information there as well. But
There is
as yeah, go ahead, Martin.
There is a new question. I will answer. Is there a way to automate response based on suspicious level? Yes, there is. This is actually something that was already available. So the custom scripts you can trigger automatically, and you can do it basically on the perspective setting. So if you have perspective and you set the minimal priority to be reported, high critical, in that case, the script will be triggered automatically for events detected within the selected perspective and within the selected minimal priority. So if you want, you can create your own perspective. If you think that critical for you are, for example, blacklist communications and for example, communication with DOH servers, the DNS over HTTPS, you can create perspective just with these methods that are critical for you or you want to be reported on, and then use it in the custom script configuration, the new perspective and the priority, and you will be able to achieve the automated response.
Excellent, thank you, Martin. Looks like there are not any more questions. So with that, I thank you very much for your attention. I hope that you liked all the improvements, And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us through our website or through your Flowmon representative or your partner. And we'll be looking forward to on the next webinar. Martin, thank you very much for the presentation. I think it was really nicely done, and I really like the improvements.
Thanks, Philip, and thanks to all attendees for your attention. See you next time.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.